I think it was around midnight, or possibly even early morning. It was a stormy night, and I couldn't get myself to fall asleep. Rain had always lured me into a state of relaxation, but this time it wasn't the case, much to my annoyance. I had already been shifting a couple of times and was now facing the wall to block out the streetlights which were peeking from between my curtains. While I tried my best to relax, something in my mind wasn't at ease. It was the feeling one would get when you forgot something, but can't pinpoint what. I let out a small sigh, and I heard the door from the other side of the hallway slowly creak open and then close, footsteps coming closer to my room. I didn't really think much of it though. I assumed it was one of my parents who had to go to the bathroom or do whatever they had to do in that little room. The bathroom was located right next to my door. Our walls weren't the thickest and most soundproof, so it didn't come to me as a surprise to clearly hear the door open and close before being locked. Even though all of us knew no one would walk in on one another when it was in the middle of the night, we still had the reflex to lock the bathroom door. The sounds the door would make were very annoying and loud, something that didn't really help me fall into a slumber, but I had to live with it one way or another. I silently waited for the toilet to flush, so I knew I wouldn't be interrupted when I made a second attempt to fall asleep, but no sound came. I raised a brow at this and got a strange and almost nervous feeling in the pit of my stomach, like I had gotten earlier. I tried to brush off the feeling, but I couldn't get myself to do so. I quickly dug into my mind to find any clue as to why that feeling wouldn't go away. I first started with the keys, which I clearly remember being put down on the drawer. The stove wasn't used that day, so there was no way it could be on either. I was getting a bit desperate now. The realization hit me like a brick in the face, and my mouth went dry with no saliva left in it to swallow. My eyes were as wide as they could get, and breathing got heavier. All this time I thought my parents were sound asleep at home in their bed, but they weren't. My parents had left town for the weekend and left me alone for the time being, something I thought I could easily handle. My breath got stuck in my throat when I heard the faint sounds coming from behind me. Heavy, raspy breaths filled my ears, and I realized that the sounds came from the doorway, my doorway. We didn't have any dog or cat, and even if we did, neither of those animals could produce a sound even close to what the thing in my room sounded like. Whether it was that came from the door or the hallway, I would never know, but it was in my room.